Hey there, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally. I hope that you are all well and enjoying life. It's yeah, so I'm on the East Coast again, and the sun has finally come out. It's been a gray kind of yucky day in Virginia, but looking much better. So happy to dive in and answer your questions. Let me pop over to the Facebook group so I can make sure I get your questions answered. And Deb was asking about calcium citrate. And yes, so it is 2,000 milligrams of 3 pounds per 3 pounds of meat, or 666 milligrams per pound of meat. So some of the recipes call for 3, some call for 3.5 pounds of meat, so you'll know how to adjust that appropriately. Now, the other thing Deb is asking is about ArthroSoothe. And so we've private labeled that product for our pets, for Arthra pets. And here is the dosing recommendations. So we've got a little updating to go. But that's kind of where we are. And Romana, good to see you, hear from you. Hopefully we will run into each other a little more. And then there's some dosing in there that Hannah put in from an older video. And let's see, what else do we have going on today? Hopefully you've taken advantage of our giveaway for Mother's Day, and that sale runs through today actually. And let me scroll back up. And if you haven't checked it out, we have gotten the straight up hookup for standard process products. So if you've not been over to the store in a little bit, go check it out, because it's really been awesome. And what I mean by straight up hookup is that literally from the store you can purchase pretty much any standard process product you're looking for your pets, for yourself, and we just fulfill the order directly. Standard process shipping is super fast. They get stuff out in a couple of days and all good stuff. So let's see, I think there's a couple of other questions. Janice was asking about CBD oil. And Janice, I am a big proponent of it. I think there's a great deal of room for using CBD in many, many different situations. And currently we're working with CBD Dog Health because I've found that their products are extremely useful and effective, which is even more important. So here's a link to their store there. I think that since you're dealing with a couple of different things with autoimmune disease and kidney disease, there's a couple of products you could look at. So their Ease product is for pain. Their Heal product is for more advanced diseases like autoimmune disease. And then they have a Calm product, which is for anxiety. So in Rosie's situation, I would look at the Heal product because she's got a lot going on. I'm a little suspicious that maybe the panting at night is due to maybe side effects of the medications for autoimmune disease. But at any rate, it is a very high dose, so it's going to be somewhere in the order of 35 to 50 milligrams per day. And so that can be a little overwhelming for pets when they first start it. So what I would suggest is to go with something like 5 to 10 milligrams, which it's in a liquid suspension. Once a day, and then gradually build up, because what you don't want to do is start with 50 milligrams and then poor Rosie is completely knocked out. That would not be fun or fair to her. So start low, go slow, and build up to what her dose is. So for Hio, for instance, the Calm product, the recommended dose is somewhere between 9 and 15 milligrams for her, for Hio, and she's a tiny pup. 6 or 7 pounds. For her, the right dose is about 9 milligrams. For Mona, when she was sick, it was 50 milligrams. So what these guys are basing their dosing strategy on isn't body weight, but it is how much CBD does it take to actually saturate the receptors and do the work of what needs to be done. So this is different. This is why their dosing is very different from many others. The other big upside to this product is that it is essentially an essential oil product, and it is in an MCT oil base, so it's very, very absorbable. So you can do this a couple of ways. You can add it to their food, but for optimal absorption, you would actually just kind of drop it in that cheek pouch, let them sort of swish it around and maybe go a little about that, and then give them a treat. But MCT oil helps the CBD to be absorbed very rapidly through the mucosal membrane, so that's another option. So I would definitely look into that, Janice, and let me know how that does or doesn't work for Rosie. And then Danielle was asking about going to buy a turkey breast and or a whole turkey, and when she looks at the ingredients, it says turkey breast, salt, sodium phosphate, sugar, and flavoring. And yeah, I'm sorry, it's just really hard, Danielle, to find anything else. Any turkey that doesn't have all this garbage in it. So it's best, of course, to find just turkey. And turkey breasts tend to be more processed than turkey, but most of the manufacturers put this stuff in it because it makes the turkey more moist and makes consumers generally happier than than what they would be otherwise. So if you can find one without all this stuff, that's great. If you can't, it is okay to use it. And what I would do is discard the skin. If you're going to buy a whole turkey, you're going to pick it apart, and so often it's easier to just roast the turkey and then cook the rest of the crock pot separately, and then let it cool. Once it's cooled down, then you can pull the meat off. Now, if you've cooked it in a roaster and it's in a rack, most of that liquid will have dropped down. So again, just pull the meat off and throw it in there. As much as we would love to include the pan drippings, this is where most of this garbage is going to be, and the fat, which is going to contain the more pro-inflammatory molecules. So I think that is what we've got. I'm going to just double check on the Facebook page and make sure that something else didn't pop up in the meantime. And I think that is it for today. So let's see what we have, just to double check. And I think that's it. So until next week, thank you so much for joining, and we look forward to seeing you. Again, if you're not an iPetsAlly member, we're going to be sending you an email out this week to let you know about why we think you would be interested in that, and also you will get a discount of $5 a month for joining. But to summarize, iPetsAlly is a way to get help with your specific pet problems answered in a live format like this. So we will be I'll be jumping on that broadcast here shortly. And also once a month we do a group Zoom meeting where I'll teach on a specific topic, we'll answer questions about it, and then kind of roll through. But it's been fun to be able to hang out with you all, with the folks that are iPets Ultimate members, and talk more sort of free flow instead of these broadcasts, which are great. So until next week, remember, your pet's best health starts in the bowl. I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally.